Hello and welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily, and today I will be reacting to ATEEZ Zero Fever Part 3 EP, y'all. So this is the 7th EP from ATEEZ, okay? And we're still in the Zero Fever era, or the Fever era for short. And we're gonna get into it. And I have seen all the comments since my last reaction to Zero Fever Part 2, and then the rest of the music videos for ATEEZ. I'm still in the Fever era, have not yet gotten into the World era, but I do know there are some things that I need to see before I get into the World era. So yes, I am still working on watching those live performances and also the intro and outro videos as well, and those will be coming relatively soon. Can't say exactly when, but they will be coming, y'all, so for sure. But yes, we're going to get into Zero Fever Part 3. So I do know for Zero Fever Part 2, that was released when Mingi was still on his hiatus. So he was not in the promotional images that I saw. So you, like, if you notice the thumbnail has 7 members in it, that is why. I mentioned it in the description, but just in case you didn't read it, that is why. But I know Zero Fever Part 3, this was after Mingi had came back from his hiatus. So it will be an OT8 picture in the thumbnail for sure. But yes, y'all, like, it has some of my favorite songs because I like the music video for Eternal Sunshine. And then I also like the music video for Deja Vu as well. So yeah, it does have those songs in here. So this song, the tracks, there's 6 of them this time. And it's under 20 minutes, this EP, which is most likely why it's still an EP here. But the first song is Eternal Sunshine. The second song is Feeling Like I Do. The third song is Deja Vu. The fourth song is Rocky. The 5th song is All About You, and then the 6th song is Not Too Late. And then, as usual, Eden has lyrics, music, and arrangement credits on every single song, and so does Lee's. I believe the only time that they don't have credits is on All About You. It's just Eden and Allender with the credits there, okay? But Allender is on every song. Eden and Allender are the lyrics. They're behind the lyrics, the music, and the arrangement on every song. There's not one song where they're not listed. So yeah. And then of course Hongjoon and Mingi have writer's credits on every song. And Hongjoon has he has music and arrangement credits on 2 songs. So Rocky and All About You, Hongjoon has lyrics, music, and arrangement credits. Ooh, okay, because he don't play when he is listed in all 3 categories, okay? So we know those 2 songs. I'm going to have to look at Rocky and All About You, because I have a feeling those songs are going to be special, okay? And then we also have Maddox, and I do know from the comments that in the Treasure era, he did do the intro and outro for the very first EP, okay? And so he does have credits for the lyrics and for the music on All About You. So we're going to see that as well. Okay, but I'm excited to get into this album and see what exactly it's going to do here. Okay, now I'm getting excited here. Okay, so yes, we're going to get straight into this reaction here. Before we get into the reaction, we're just going to do our patron shout out. And our first patron shout out does go out to Keisha L. Our second patron shout out does go out to Renaya and Shannon. And our third patron shout out does go out to Moons Yule. And I want to thank you all so much for being supporters on the Patreon. It really does mean the world to me. And yeah, y'all, without further ado, we are going to get into ATEEZ Zero Fever Part 3 EP reaction. Let's go. I can't wait to hear how it's going to be different than Zero Fever Parts 1 and 2. And what other revelations it's going to have about the storyline here. Love it. Come on. Come on. Come on, y'all. I really like this song. I don't know what it is, but you know. I really love this song. It's something about it. I can't really put my finger on it, but it's something about it. Something about it. I really just love it. Like Eternal Sunshine, I think I've said a lot in the reaction to the Eternal Sunshine music video, like just in terms of the lyrics there. But I guess what I'll say here is it is giving very much like the ATEEZ or the Pirate ATEEZ storyline still, as Fever and Treasure are, really. It is still giving, especially now that I saw the Fever Part 1 diary film, it's kind of giving that they're together and they're celebrating being together and existing in a time or in a space where I'm like not really sure how to say it, because even in Eternal Sunshine, they were in a space as Pirate ATEEZ where time didn't stand still, but it's like time had no bearing on where they were at. And there were a lot of different things going on. And then there was also, towards the end, that scene where Woo-young and San were flying. And I'm not sure exactly what is unique about Woo-san in terms of Pirate ATEEZ or ATEEZ. I call it Pirate ATEEZ, but people might just call it ATEEZ. In terms of that storyline, how significant them being able to fly is exactly, like without the pirate ship kind of a thing. I'm not sure how significant that is in terms of the storyline later on, but I do know that it does hold some significance, and which is why I related to Turbulence, because Woo-young was flying by himself in Turbulence, and that's where kind of like I think that Turbulence might be where this kind of began for them. But yeah, like I'm seeing the connections here between Eternal Sunshine and then the flying portion, at least for the music video, in the Turbulence music video. But other than that, it's really just giving a celebratory song. And it's good because finally it's a song that is upbeat. It does have upbeat lyrics. Like, it's still talking about deep things, but it's still, the overall tone is very jovial and happy instead of it being an upbeat beat and like the song is really sad. Take Me Home, I have not forgotten the effects of neither the Korean or English versions of that song. I'm like still reeling from the implications. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I really love Eternal Sunshine. I don't want to yet say it's my favorite on this EP because I haven't heard all the songs yet, but it's right up there. I let a vibe. I let a vibe. Okay, Feeling Like I Do. Okay. I love how you can just hear the production getting better and better every EP. Ooh. This is so cute. Okay, this production, whoever was in charge of the music and the arrangement, they coming through. Okay. I like it. Like 2 upbeat songs in a row. We're gonna have to prepare. We're gonna have to prepare for something because it's too good. It's too positive. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. We're getting 2 upbeat songs in a row, then we're gonna have some real deep stuff going on in the rest of these songs. The rest of these 4 songs, I'm gonna be watching out. I'm gonna be looking at them lyrics extra close, not gonna be distracted by the beat. But I like the Feeling Like I Do song just because it reminds you of like the importance of companionship. And when you say soulmate, I think some people always tend to believe it in the romantic connotation of a soulmate, but nah. Most of the time, your soulmate is just somebody that you can bear yourself to, and it doesn't have to be somebody that you're romantically involved with at all. 9 times out of 10, it's actually not. So I'm like, there is that 1 time out of 10, that 10%, but 90% of the time, your soulmate is somebody that you're not even romantically involved with sometimes. it's just that person, like that friend that sticks closer than any brother. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that you might not biologically be related to, but understands you and knows you well, to where even sometimes when you forget yourself, they remind you exactly of who you are. And that's what ATEEZ is describing in that song. And I believe it pertains to, but this is more or less of like I think this is less of a storyline kind of a song and more like as a group and as members of ATEEZ and just as their individual selves within their friendship with one another, between all 8 of them, they had you like have your people, you know, like you're a group and you have your friendships. And it kind of reminds me of another song from BTS with Jimin and V. And they say the same thing, you're my soulmate in that song. And I'm loving that ATEEZ is also in that space where they're acknowledging that, yeah, these people are really there for me. We're connected by our dream and our zeal to accomplish that dream and to spread, you know, love and light to a teeny wherever they may be, etc., etc. And we're also bonded by just the brotherhood that we have amongst one another. Like they always say, 8 is one team. And I'm like, yeah, especially because this was made. I'm not sure if this song was necessarily made after Mingi came back from his hiatus, but it kind of proves extra true, especially that this is the first EP where he's a part of the promotional activities after he announced his comeback from the hiatus. So like it holds a lot of significance here. And I might be missing something, but let me know in the comments. But that's what I'm getting here for the vibe. But you know, I could be missing some stuff. But now we are on to Deja Vu. Oh, I remember this song. And fun fact, I do think that I saw, like when I was reacting to the Deja Vu music video, I was like, I feel like I've seen this video before. And I think that I did see a portion of it somewhere before, and I'd heard the song somewhere before, but I didn't know it was ATEEZ at the time. Yeah, that's how that went. I love the style on him. Ooh, the style on both of them, I love it. There's something about a whisper rap. There's something about it. okay. Okay. Deja vu is not to be trifled with, okay? Because I think this is like, there's been moments where they've realized that Hall ATEEZ is there, but I think this one kind of solidifies the fact that they are now fully realizing. Because I think Inception was a portion when some members started realizing that the Hall ATEEZ version were reaching out to them. But I think in Deja Vu, it's like all of the members are now being reached out to by their Hall ATEEZ counterparts, and they're starting to like have dreams and visions, and that's why I'm not sure if it was exactly, because sometimes from what they said in the comments, from what people have said in the comments, these lyric videos aren't exactly accurate in terms of line distribution, but everything else is. It's just sometimes the line distribution is wrong. So I'm not sure if it was who sung that portion exactly, because I gotta rewatch the music video to see. But whether it was or not, they did have a verse where it says which time and which place. And then also, I'm not sure if it was Songwa or not, but he did say that he's not sure if he's dreaming within a dream, if it's reality or not. And that's kind of reminiscent of what was stated in Inception when they were dreaming, and then they were even dreaming about the Hall ATEEZ versions of themselves. So it's kind of like all coming together in Deja Vu in terms of now all the members are aware that there is other people from another time that look like them, who have different experiences than them. And that's why I guess when they're trying to reach out, and then certain experiences that maybe Hall ATEEZ have experienced is overlapping with memories of what they have experienced, possibly when they somehow reach out to each other in their dreams, and it feels like deja vu when certain events happen. I'm not sure if that is what's happening or not. Like it could be, it could not be, but it feels like they're like trying to say when our eyes meet, like when, like, because that is a jarring experience to see somebody who looks like you, but it's not you, but it's you, but it's not at the same exact time. They're in a different universe, in a different time, experience different things, might have completely different values than you, but y'all look the same. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it's crazy. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, And then when they said, I want you so bad, like they want to know about their other selves or Hall ATEEZ of them. And I'm like, okay. So they're like reaching out. As soon as like Hall ATEEZ is reaching out to them, they're also reaching back to find out more information about these people that have such a strong resemblance and look exactly like them. Like, where are you from? What time are you from? What are you going through? Like, why are you reaching out? What's going on? Kind of a thing. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's how I'm interpreting deja vu to be. It could be completely different for whoever is listening to it, but that's how I'm thinking. I'm thinking more of the worlds colliding, and they all are now aware of the worlds colliding and realizing that certain events are overlapping in their stories, possibly. I'm not sure if that's how it's going, but that's what I'm thinking for right now. I could be wrong, but I'm just throw out that theory, that idea. But yeah, we're gonna go into the next video here for Rocky. Okay. Hold up. We got to reverse that. Okay? Because that was too good of an intro for me to be talking over it. But this is also one that has been, so Hongjun is a part of the lyrics, the music, and the arrangement for this song. So I'm really interested in what he gonna do here.
Yes, I'm rocky, feel like I'm rocky. Dance on the floor, feel like I'm rocky.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm rocky, feel like I'm rocky. Dance on the floor. Don't care, man. Hang on, 이지게만 겪고 무대로. Hello, let's gentlemen. 우리 속에 말로 안에 look.
Okay. Okay. It's referencing Rocky Balboa. I knew that, but I just wanted further confirmation. Okay. I'm like, I know them Sylvester Stallone movies, okay? Did I watch a lot of them? Yes, but do I remember them? Not really. However, I do know he was a boxer in the movies. He was like a really talented boxer, amongst other things that he was doing in the Rocky movies, but it's an iconic series. Iconic. Everybody has seen it at least once, even if you can remember nothing about it. You have seen all the movies. At least if you grew up in the West, specifically in the States, you have seen it. I'm like, but yeah, they're saying a lot here. Let's continue. Okay, come on now. Okay, come on, ATEEZ. I heard that. Okay. He said we boxers. We ain't gonna give up. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. I liked it because Rocky was definitely like, what do I call it? Like, it's definitely a metaphor for determination. That's what Rocky Balboa / the Adonis Creed or the Creed series is about. Determination, overcoming obstacles and issues in your personal life and on that ring. Okay? But sometimes your personal life can feel like a battlefield. It can feel like you're in a boxing match, whether it be with your own insecurities, whether it be with people and their opinions that you just got to remember do not matter. Because at the end of the day, people with the loudest opinions about you don't even know you. That's the unfortunate part. I'm like, how you got all these opinions about my life and I don't even know you, sir, / ma'am, / they or them. I don't even know you. So how do you have opinions about me as a person and you don't even know me like that? And I'm like, especially when they're at the plateau that they are, like at the status that they are, they're not even at the plateau. Like, I still don't believe that there's a plateau or a glass ceiling where ATEEZ is concerned. They're going to continue to go higher and higher to higher heights, okay? Most definitely sure of that. But they're at that place, especially at the time that this album was made, like kind of towards the latter end of 2021, where they were getting recognition because they had already released like successful albums in Korea, and then they were on the Kingdom series where they had a lot of live performances where they were winning a lot as well. And I did hear some ATEEZ opinion on why they didn't win some of those things. But we're not going to talk about that right now. However, like their performance on Kingdom specifically kind of highlighted them further, especially so everybody could see how talented they were, because not everybody can perform well live. And I'm not saying no names, but there are certain groups that do not perform well live. And again, I'm not saying names, but ATEEZ is not one of them. That's all I'm saying. However, we're going to continue on with the actual direction of this conversation, which is the ATEEZ and how this Rocky applies to them. I don't believe it necessarily applies to the storyline per se. It could, It could, but I feel like it's more about ATEEZ as a group and personal experience and things like that. Because, like they're saying, like, I don't know if it was Yosan exactly, but that's what the line distribution said. He said when he feels like giving up, he knows that whether it be ATEEZ that he was referencing or a teeny or a mixture of both, that they're gonna come back up to help him come back up again. Cause I'm like, yeah. Cause I think that in that industry, especially celebrity and the entertainment industry in Korea, the way it's designed and the way it's designed in the West as well, it can be incredibly toxic for the people involved, especially when your whole motivation is I want to do this because it makes me happy and I want to make other people happy with my talent. And how these executives and these label people and then people that could be in your own profession could be talking about you out the side of their neck for no good reason. And I'm like, I thought we were cool. I thought we were cool because I'm like, I've been reading some expert excerpts of that BTS tell-all group and the way that certain groups in the K-pop industry that are from big companies, I will again say no names, will look down on groups that are from smaller companies, had me mad. And I know it happened a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure that ATEEZ as well, because they're also coming from a smaller company, had some of that flack as well, especially when they were performing at music banks and things like that. And you gotta overcome that. So when they said they feel like they boxers in the boxers ring, and and just do like left hook, right hook, like they just knock it down the obstacles. Yeah, because it's different when you're in your profession and you have people that are supposed to be your colleagues, especially when it's somebody that you look up to, talking down to you because they don't feel like you are going to make it or you're going to last. Like that can really hurt your feelings, especially when it's someone that you grew up as a kid watching and then you meet them in real life and they seem nice, but then you overhear them talking mess once they think you left the room or if they think you can't hear the conversation. I'm like, that could break your spirit a little. That could knock you down a few pegs. And I'm like, so I get exactly what they're saying here because you have to constantly remember that regardless of what people say, especially in terms of ATEEZ as a group, that they're very much talented. They're very much deserving of how far that they've come, and they've definitely put in the work. And when people try to say things that are negative against them, like they said, it's a constant fight to not let that affect you. And even when it knocks you down, you got your members to help bring you up, and you got your fans to remind you of who you are to them and what you've done so far as well. So yeah, that's just my little 2 cents. I hope I didn't spend too much time on that. I might have because I tend to dawdle sometimes. But yeah, that's my interpretation of the song. We're going to get into the next song, which is All About You. Another Hongjoong. He wrote the lyrics, the music, and the arrangement. Come on now. He was on this. Let's go.
가자 내 맘은 답이 안 된 누구도 이곳에 못 들어와 Hold on to me yeah. 숨을 쉴 수 있게 말야 I can't see you everything's all about you
Okay.
Everything's all about you Nobody love you like I do Nobody knows, nobody love you like I do Everything's all about you 너는 내 전부, 너는 내 주 I'm gonna show, I'll be your fool 있어줘 let me joke 너는 내 주, 너는 내 주 너는 내 전부, 너는 내 주 I'm gonna show, I'll be your fool Everything's all about you
Okay. 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 Everything is all about you. Okay. Okay. Like, for this song, I know it's, like, I want to say it's not romantic. I want to. But, I want to say it's not, I want to say it's not romantic, but I don't know. Like, it feels like it is. It feels like it is, kind of. But it could also be like a fan song. Like, everything is all about you. Nobody loves you like I do. Yeah, it can go either way. Like, it could be, I think it's a fan song for All About You, the lyrics. But, fans aren't just girls, though. So, like, there's some men ATEEZ fans out there. Yeah. So, 'cause he did say girl, the lyrics. But I'm like, okay, like, it could be about ATEEZ. I think it is. But this song definitely doesn't have anything to really do with the storyline again. Like, I like that they're, like, kind of doing some songs that do and then some songs that don't. But the last two songs haven't really had much to do with the storyline, per se. It's been more about ATEEZ personally. And I feel like this song does have a romantic connotation to it and a very soft tone to it. And it's giving kind of like R&B vibes, kind of like Boyz II Men vibes, kind of like R&B groups of the 90s and the 2000s vibe for me. That's how I'm interpreting the song because that's what it sounds like. It's giving very much slow jams. Like, yeah. And those were always romantic songs. So whether it's romantic about in regards to their love for ATEEZ or whether it's romantic in regards to their love for each other, possibly, or if it's actually romantic as in their love for a person that they're involved with in a romantic way. Either way, I'm happy for them. I'm like, for real, because I'm like, I do wish that the people that we get a lot of joy from also have joy in their personal life. ATEEZ included. ATEEZ included, okay? Because I've seen way too many K-pop idols say that they're incredibly lonely. Incredibly. And they literally say that. Like when Jackson Wang had his interview with Eric Nam, who's also another K-pop artist, and he was saying how how lonely he was, even though he has all these people and he has all this fan base. He was just saying like the fact that there's nobody to come home to is one of the saddest parts of the work that he does. And I'm like, I never thought about that. And I literally had to sit with that because I'm like, I don't know what that's like to go home and there's nobody there to greet you. I do not know what that's like. At my big age of 27, I'm like, I've never like been in that place to where there's just not anybody there for you at that time because his parents live in China. And I'm like, so yeah. And he travels a lot. So I'm like, oh. And then even when I was watching another variety show, and I think it was Lee Sung-gi in the show, and it was older Korean actors, and like Cha Unu from Astra was there, and he started crying when he said that he had wanted to get married. And I'm like, how lonely is this profession that they're in as K-pop idols to where it can make like he's younger than me. And the fact that he was crying like that, like you could tell he didn't even mean to cry. but it's like one of those cries where you don't mean to, but it's just coming out and it's going to continue until it's done, kind of a thing. And that was really, really sad to watch. So the isolation that sometimes they go through as K-pop idols cannot be ignored. So if this is a romantic song, and they are talking about people or a person that they're involved with, for one or two of them, I do hope that they're very happy in it. I really do, and that when the news comes out that they dating, that people take it right. People take it like they should and be happy for them, because I want them to be happy, and we don't realize how lonely that profession is until you're in it. And I've heard enough about it from various artists both in the West and in Asia and African countries to know that it can be very isolating, even when you have people in a group that you're with. Members of BTS have said it. And I'm just hoping that they all find happiness and find a person who can give them the happiness that they give to everybody else. Okay? Because everything is all about you. It needs to be all about them and their personal life too. They need to be, happy there as well. So yeah, that's how I thought of it. I might have went on a tangent a little bit. But yeah, those are my thoughts. But yes, we are going to get into the next song here. And it is, let me see here. Or is that the final song? Is All About You the final song? No, we have another song called Not Too Late. Y'all, I really thought that was the final song. Me and my inability to count sometimes is just really crazy. I love the pictures that they choose for these lyric videos. Like, it's always different. Oh, wow.
잘 살아 멀쩡해 나 잘 먹고 잘 살아 걱정하지 말라고 엄마 아빠 나 잘 살아 그래 맞아 행복해 내가 선택한 건 맞아 근데도 가끔 이렇게 허전할 때는 말야 모서리에부터 울기도 해 대상 없는 아무데를 향해 하는 거야 괜찮을 거야 괜찮을 거야 저장 갈듯이 죽이고 살리고 미치게 아른하게 하지만 미련 없이 버리고 싶으니까요 보이는 거에 신랑 같은 희망에 다시 한번 믿어볼까 하는 환상이 현실이 될까봐 그 희망을 못 이겨서 다시 살아가 보려 해는 Late too late, oh not too late 이유가 있을 거라는 믿어 It's too late, oh not too late
Oh, y'all, this song is sad. It's another sad boy song. This is Take Me Home. All over again. This is just sad. With the beat. was just, dang, that was depressing. Dang. Like, dang. They really be going through it. I told y'all, like, I thought I was doing too much in my analysis of the last song. But this proves exactly what I was talking about. Like, just how isolating. And even Hung Joon, when he was saying in his verse that he's eating well, he's sleeping well, he's living well, when he's talking to his parents. But, and then he said, I got to, like, he chose this job because what they're doing is a job. And I think people forget that. Like, this is their job. This is their job. This is their occupation. This is their career. Like, you know, and I think people forget that, and they see them the way that they want to see them and not as the people that they are. That sometimes you ain't having a good day. Sometimes, like he said, they keep saying solitude and loneliness and that they lonely. And I'm like, yeah, I can't imagine how that might feel when you're going, especially when you're young and you're seeing other people your age getting married and having kids. And you know that's because of the profession that you're in. Again, like you said, the profession that you chose. Having those things at the height of your career, it's not something you can announce. Unfortunately. It's not something you can celebrate or even try to get yourself involved in, because you gotta think, am I gonna have fans that are gonna like me after this? Okay, like Chen from EXO, the backlash that he got the minute that people found out he got married. The minute, that man is like 30 something now. The minute they found out he got married, how the K-Nets was attacking that man vehemently. And I'm like, he got some questionable things that he's done in the past. I'm not going to get into it here. But to attack this man over getting married to a woman he loves, and then when they came out with the baby announcement, y'all, the translations on that, and because I read Hangul a little bit, see, like, I know some disrespectful words when I read them, and I was like, over your fave telling you that they're happily married to a woman that they love and having a baby with that woman, you doing all this? I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm like, it would never happen in the States, because we know that we're not owed anything by these people. They provide a service that we pay for through their albums and through their concerts. But that's like, Beyonce would never get that flat. And she's married to Jay-Z and has 3 kids with that man. But because she's a Western artist, we already know we're not entitled to her. But for some reason in Korea, I'm not sure what exactly is going on with the fandom there, to where they feel like they're entitled to these people, like they're theirs. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're entertainers. That's their job. That's their job. That's their job. They entertain you. But that's it. That's it. That's it. You don't own them. You know, they're not your pets. Okay? Like, you know, they not AI simulations. Like, they real people. Y'all realize that. And I'm like, because like some of these the K-Nets that I've seen that have these really negative, crazy things to say after certain marriage announcements are made, it's like, it can be scary for you as a person to want to admit that, oh yeah, I'm dating, because why would I admit that and ruin possibly the group's sales? Because maybe we won't sell them as any albums in Korea anymore, and that's their home country. Like, it's different when it's not your home country, but when that's your home country, that's your people. You know, like, you have a certain obligation to your group. So you're like, okay, I can't announce this. Maybe I shouldn't date right now because we're just about to do this, or we're just about to do that. So all of those questions and all of those doubts, it can create loneliness, especially in young people, when this is the time for us to be interacting and mingling with people, but you can't. Because sometimes it's written in contracts. I don't know if that's the case for ATEEZ. I know it was the case for BTS for a minute, and then it was taken out. And they've even had rumors on that. TXT has had rumors on that, and they keep having to dispel them and things like that. And I'm like, and just the amount of backlash you can risk getting for some reason in South Korea when you announce these things as idols, it's still it worries me. You know, like I'm like it shouldn't be something that's so controversial, not in 2023, to just announce that, you know, I'm young and I'm dating. And then they're like, how dare you? I'm like, you know, just doing regular, normal young people things. And you're like, how dare you? Really? And I'm just like, I feel what they're saying here. Like, especially when they're talking about it being too late, especially when you have somebody that you really care about, but you can't put them first because your priority has to be your career, because that's where you are for more hours of the day, more hours of the week, especially when your schedule is full of things. So when they were talking about it being too late, or don't let it be too late, not too late, I'm like, yeah, because sometimes you can miss out on great people and they can end up with other people because it's just not the right time for y'all to be together, or you're too busy and you can't make time for them. And some people will wait for you, and then some people cannot wait because they can't be by themselves, or they can't be in a relationship where they feel like they're doing more work than you, even though you are trying to make it work as a person who's in the limelight. It could feel like to a person who's not, that the work's not being put in enough for them for the relationship to go forward. So I'm like, I'm glad that they made the song, because I think a lot of times we forget how deeply human these people are and these young men are, how it can affect you negatively when you don't have people that you know personally. It's different when it's the fans and you can see their nice words online. When you don't have anybody in your life in terms of romantic, okay, because they got each other, you know, and that's great, you know. You know, like I love my friends, but you know, we're not dating. I'm like, so, you know, like, I'm like, I love my friends. It's like, you have your best friends, but I'm like, I'm not dating my best friends. You know, like, you know how that is. And so they're like, I just want somebody who's there for me. That can also be, they can also be a friend, but that you're romantically involved with, because companionship, romantic companionship is a part of the human experience, you know? Sometimes you want somebody, you know, to be like, how was your day? Or this and that and the third. Or do you want to come over to my house for a minute and talk? And it not be the same people that you work with or that you're always around. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, as much as I love my friends, like sometimes you got to get out my house. Okay? Like, I'm like, sometimes you got to get out the house. You got to leave me alone. You know, I can't be around y'all all the time. Like, we're best friends. We've known each other for 15 years. And I'm like, but on God, I need you to go. Okay? On God. I love you, but you gotta leave. You cannot stay. Okay? Like, you've been here for 2 weeks. It's time to go. Okay? You know, you're paying for that apartment, and the rent ain't cheap in California. So, you know, go. Go, and then come back a little later, like in 2-3 days. Okay? Love you. Text me when you get there, though. Don't play. You know, it's like that. So I'm like, they all live together, but still, even when you're living with people, you still be going through your own personal stuff. You'd be like, am I at the right position in life? Am I doing this or that and the third? Am I where I need to be? Are other people surpassing me that are my same age, even though they might not have as much money as I do? Is their personal life better than mine? You start comparing, and then, you know, the loneliness gets worse. Okay? And it's like that. And then I'm like, but I'm probably rambling a little bit too much about this, but I really understand. So these last 2 songs, they are really about that isolation that you have when you are in this profession, in this job that they have. And it has nothing to do with the storyline. It has everything to do with ATEEZ. And I'm glad that they're voicing it, because we need to remember that they are people too, that they are human too, and that they got emotions just like us. And that loneliness is real. You know, loneliness and depression is real, and you really got to take them emotions seriously, especially in that industry. You got to take it seriously. You got to prioritize yourself, and I do hope that they're prioritizing themselves. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna cut it off there. But yeah, this album was I think it's my favorite album out of the Fever era. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Like, I think it's my favorite album out of the Fever era because it was very real. Outside of the storyline, as much as I love the ATEEZ / Pirate ATEEZ storyline, the Hall ATEEZ storyline, I love them showing different parts of themselves more. So I feel like my favorite songs have to be Rocky and Not Too Late equally. These are my two favorites from this EP. Rocky and Not Too Late. They are really telling honest stories about what they're currently going through. And I really hope that now that it's 2023, that they're not experiencing those moments of loneliness, that they do have people by their side, whether they can announce it or not, that are taking care of them in that regard. I'm really hoping that for them. So yeah, y'all, that is my reaction to ATEEZ Zero Fever Part 3. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I rambled a lot. So I do apologize, but I'm going to timestamp it so you can skip it. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna timestamp it so you can skip it. You know. Sometimes I dawdle. That's what I do. This video technically is almost an hour long. I know it'll be shortened on YouTube, but it's long, y'all. So if you stayed until the end of this video, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you are watching this video on YouTube and you are a YouTube subscriber, I want to thank you so much for being a subscriber. Ooh, this is so fun. Because, yeah, we are at over 400 subscribers, y'all. And if you have yet to subscribe, do not forget to subscribe because we are on the road to 500 subscribers and the longer road to 1,000 subscribers. And every day we get a whole heck of a lot closer to that goal. And also, if you're watching this on Patreon, I want to thank you so much for being a patron. Your support is so very much appreciated. But yeah, y'all, until the next reaction or the next revisit or the other video I post on the channel or the Patreon, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.